Georgia, a great win today.
Yeah, it was a really special one actually. I think in true 50 over fashion, we never make it easy for ourselves, and it ebbed and flowed at times, and obviously it was quite challenging with the conditions, especially in a chase, knowing that you're chasing quite a high total. Having Duckworth Lewis sort of glaring in your face the whole time can be quite intimidating. So to go out and play the way that we did, I think Freya Kemp was outstanding at the top, and the way she sort of took the bowlers on early doors was quite something. I was in the box office seat for that, which I quite enjoyed, sitting back and watching her play instinctively and destructively. But the way Mary came out there and we put that partnership on was under pressure as sort of the last name batter in the list was really, really special, and probably one of my proudest games of cricket that I've been part of.
You mentioned about the DLS there, but both scoreboards failed at one point. Were you actually aware of the DLS throughout, or was it just put it out of your mind and keep batting?
There was a fair chunk where we weren't, and then they got the small scoreboard going. So we really had it all today. We've had rain, we've had thick sludge, we've had we've been on, we've been off. But I think it was quite obvious on the small scoreboard. We just had to check. Sometimes they update ball by ball or at the end of the over. So just communicating with the umps and making sure that we managed the game. But it was cat and mouse. We kept sort of catching up with DLS, and then we'd lose another wicket, and you look at it again and go, oh, here we go again. And you've got the rain coming down the whole time, and you never quite know if it's going to take a turn or not. So days like today are incredibly challenging, and I think unless you play in them, no one quite realises how mentally tough it is. And for a young player to come out in those circumstances and do what she did was quite special. And I'm so proud of Mary. I've seen her journey since she was 11. Probably even younger. I can finally tell her apart from her twin. But that was outstanding.
I mean, you mentioned Mary's amazing first list day century, but you also got your fifth career century as well. How did that feel?
Yeah, special. I think any century is a great moment for any batter, I think. But doing it here, it always feels that little bit extra special at the home ground. And I think to do it in those circumstances, the whole time in my head I was thinking I just don't want to say goodbye to Freya yet. She's retiring at the end of this season, so let's give her the send off that we can give her, and hopefully get through to a final and lift the trophy in Hampshire colours for the first time.
Well, so Freya Kemp, she at the end of the season, she will not, retiring, won't be playing anymore.
Freya Davis, not Kemp.
Freya Davis.
I hope Freya Kemp isn't. She's only 20.
Took me by shock then. But I mean, as you were saying, you came in at 20 to 1. What were your thoughts as you came in there?
Yeah, we knew from our bowling innings that it was pretty challenging early doors. The power play looked the toughest part to bat, with the ball moving around a bit, both off the seam and through the air. So, but equally with how they played, we knew that if we could ride through that power play, there was a lot of space. We had big boundaries, lots of pockets. We could run well. You could definitely capitalise if you gave yourself a chance. And I think, like I said, I think that knock from Freya Kemp was really pivotal in that moment, because it's easy to look back and sort of forget about that, but it was quite special for her to go and take the game to them, get us way above sort of the rate and DLS as well in that moment, probably set the platform for me to be able to play the way that I want to play too, and see us home. So it was just taking it ball by ball, keeping it really simple, but it was a good pitch despite the weather. It was an incredible pitch, and if it wasn't raining for 80 overs of the day, it probably would have been a 350 wicket.
I mean, we spoke earlier about the mud. Just how bad was it out there?
Well, we had knives run on to get it out of our shoes. I felt like I was running with lead bricks on my feet. Trying to turn was quite difficult. I just don't know where it kept coming from. I really don't. I've never known anything like it. Our shoes were absolutely thick. You couldn't see the spikes coming through them. So it wasn't the greatest conditions to be playing in for either team or either side. But, cricket has a funny way of throwing curveballs at you all the time. And I thought the umpires managed the situation really well to keep us out there and, kept it as fair as possible for both teams.